안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Welcome to Let's Speak Korean. And here with us, as usual, to help us learn the language is 지승현 선생님. Let's say hello. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. 다시 만나서 반갑습니다. We have useful Korean expressions coming up, so please stay with us.
That's a smart jacket you have on.
Thank you. You're wearing a pretty nice one yourself.
Thank you for saying that, because that is exactly what we will be studying this time. That is, we are going to learn how to use adjectives to modify nouns. Now, for example, when you want to say that something is pretty, all you have to do is add the descriptive word 예쁜 before a noun. Well then, let's watch the clip now.
수지 씨는 무슨 꽃을 좋아해요?
저는 빨간 장미를 좋아해요. 민욱 씨는요?
네, 저도 그래요. 마이크 씨는요?
저요? 하얀 꽃인데 이름을 잊어버렸어요. 예쁜 꽃이에요.
안개꽃이에요?
아니요. 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
아, 백합이요?
네, 맞아요, 그거. 저는 하얀 백합을 좋아해요.
Michael, Suji, and Minuk are talking about their favorite flowers. Now, Suji and Minuk say that they like red roses, and Michael says that he likes a type of white flower. Now, unfortunately, he can't seem to remember the name for the flower, but he does remember that the flower is a big and white flower. Now, it turns out that this big and white flower is actually the lily. All right, then let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. We're going to study expressions with some adjectives to modify nouns in their present tense. We need to add either 은 or the consonant ni은 to the stem of the adjective in order to do this. Let's start off by going over some of the most commonly used adjectives. Please listen to 선생님.
예쁘다. 예쁘다. 크다. 크다. 작다. 작다. 많다. 많다.
Good try. Now we are going to go back to the clip that we saw a little earlier to see if we can identify some of the adjectives that were used.
예쁜 꽃이에요. 아니요. 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
Michael can't remember the name for his favorite flower. Now, he does recall that it's a white flower, but he can't remember the name. Well, he also adds that it's quite pretty. Now, what was the expression that he used?
예쁜 꽃이에요.
Notice the adjective 예쁜. Going on this hint, Suji asks him if he is talking about baby's breath. Now, Michael says that he's referring to something larger. What was his expression?
아니요, 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
He uses the adjectives 작은 and 큰. Now, can you identify the common factor in the expressions 예쁜 꽃, 작은 꽃, and 큰 꽃? Well, 선생님, could you tell us more about this?
Sure. They are all the adjectives that modify nouns, and they come before nouns and describe the appearances and the conditions of the nouns. Let's take a closer look at the rule now. Notice the letter 니은 at the end of the adjective stem. Before the word 작은, we have to insert 으. This is because the adjective stem ends in a consonant. When the final sound of the stem ends in a consonant, we add 은, and when it ends in a vowel sound, we add 니은.
Please don't forget this extra rule. Now then, let's practice adding either 은 or 니은 to some adjective stems. Don't forget to follow along with 선생님.
예쁘다. 예쁜. 예쁜. 크다. 큰. 큰. 작다. 작은. 작은. 많다. 많은. 많은.
Good try. Now we are going to add some nouns to the adjectives to come up with some simple noun clauses. Now don't forget to repeat after 선생님.
예쁜 꽃. 큰 가방. 작은 집. 많은 사람.
Easy enough, isn't it? All right, so all you have to remember is you add either the word 은 or the consonant 니은 to the adjective stem. All right, then I think it's time to get a little practice with all the things that we have learned up to this point. So please listen carefully and follow along. 선생님은 매일 많은 사람을 만나요?
네, 저는 매일 많은 사람을 만나요. 그래서 피곤해요. 저는 어제 큰 가방을 샀어요.
저는 작은 가방을 좋아해요. 선생님은 작은 꽃을 좋아해요?
아니요, 저는 큰 꽃을 좋아해요.
Time for some extra expressions. From the conversation clip that we saw earlier, what kind of flower did Michael say he liked?
He said he liked lilies. The word for the lily in Korean is 백합. 백합.
As you may well know, lilies are white flowers with relatively large petals. Now, we also came across the name for another flower. 선생님, do you remember what it was?
Sure I do. It was 안개꽃. 안개꽃.
It's time to wrap up what we have learned up to this point. So let's go over the expressions one by one along with the clip.
수지 씨는 무슨 꽃을 좋아해요?
수지 씨는 무슨 꽃을 좋아해요?
저는 빨간 장미를 좋아해요.
저는 빨간 장미를 좋아해요.
민욱 씨는요?
민욱 씨는요?
네, 저도 그래요. 마이크 씨는요?
네, 저도 그래요. 마이클 씨는요?
하얀 꽃인데 이름을 잊어버렸어요.
하얀 꽃인데 이름을 잊어버렸어요.
예쁜 꽃이에요.
예쁜 꽃이에요.
안개꽃이에요?
안개꽃이에요?
아니요. 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
아니요, 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
백합이요?
백합이요?
저는 하얀 백합을 좋아해요.
저는 하얀 백합을 좋아해요.
Here now is the entire clip once again, so please use this opportunity to memorize the expressions.
수지 씨는 무슨 꽃을 좋아해요?
저는 빨간 장미를 좋아해요. 민욱 씨는요?
네, 저도 그래요. 마이클 씨는요?
저요? 하얀 꽃인데 이름을 잊어버렸어요. 예쁜 꽃이에요.
안개꽃이에요?
아니요. 작은 꽃이 아니에요. 큰 꽃이에요.
아, 백합이요?
네, 맞아요, 그거. 저는 하얀 백합을 좋아해요.
This is the part of our lesson where we learn some accurate Korean pronunciations. We'll take a closer look at some words that end in the 받침, 리을, 티읕, and how to pronounce them.
할다, 할다, 훑다, 훑다.
Notice that we can't hear the ti읕 sound, but the letter that comes after it is turned into a tension sound. In the Korean language, we don't have consonant sounds coming more than 3 times in a row. When this happens, one consonant is usually made silent. Now, let's try adding on some more consonant sounds now.
할고, 할고. 할지, 할지, 할기, 할기.
Let's take a look at what happens when the words are followed by vowel sounds. Now, in this case, the ti읕 combines with the vowel sound to produce a new sound. Now, please listen and look carefully at how 선생님 shapes her mouth to pronounce the words.
핥아서, 핥아서, 핥으니까, 핥으니까, 핥아요, 핥아요.
I'm afraid we have to stop here for now. So until next time, 안녕히 계세요.